Hello, Cancer, and welcome to your reading for July. So, this is for the month of July, and with all my readings, this is obviously a collective reading, so take what resonates and leave behind what doesn't. Now, July seems to be a really interesting month for most signs, but Cancer, the energy surrounding July feels like you've been carrying something for a very long time. So we obviously begin with the Nine of Wands, and immediately I can see that you're tired. You fought battles that nobody else fully understands, and you have been resilient. And the thing is, you've kept showing up, but I feel like there have been moments when you're wondering how long you can keep it up. So what's interesting that obviously beside this sits the Seven of Cups, and some of you have options appearing around you, but instead of feeling excited, you're probably feeling a little overwhelmed by this. There are choices, possibilities, opportunities, but this can all get a little bit too much if you don't have any clear direction. So it's almost as if the universe is placing multiple doors in front of you while you're still trying to recover from the last chapter. So in the challenge position, we have the Hanged Man. And this tells me that part of the frustration comes from waiting. Cancer, many of you want movement, you want answers, and you want certainty. But July begins with an energy of pause. And not because you're being denied something, but because Spirit is asking you to see something differently before you move forward. So the Hanged Man is all about different perspectives. Then we move on to Wands, and that shows me that you're becoming increasingly protective of your energy. You're standing your ground. So you may find yourself settling stronger boundaries this month. And some people around you might not like those boundaries, but this card suggests that you're no longer willing to compromise your peace simply to keep everyone else comfortable. So then we arrive at the Three of Swords, and it feels like an emotional heart of the reading. So many of you are carrying old disappointments, heartbreaks, or betrayals. These are wounds that still linger beneath the surface. And even if you've moved on physically, part of your heart is still trying to process what had happened. Now, this is all about trying to remove those swords from your heart. But I think what's beautiful here is the card that closes this first part of the reading is the Lovers. And this tells me that July is ultimately about choice. A choice between fear and trust, a choice between the past and the future. Maybe it's a choice between staying where you are and stepping into a higher alignment. I feel for some of you, this may involve a relationship, but for others, it could just be your life's path, your career direction, or a personal decision. But either way, Cancer, you're being asked to choose what genuinely aligns with your heart. So we're now going to clarify the reading with my other deck. And let's try and get more of a deeper understanding about July. So this is to try and see what unfolds beneath the surface. And the first card we have out there is the Five of Wands. Now, interestingly, this suggests that before things settle, there's going to be a period of chaos, maybe disagreements or competing energies. The thing is not everybody will understand your choices. Some people may challenge your decisions. Others may unintentionally create directions, but Cancer, the energy changes quickly because then we move on to the Eight of Pentacles. And this tells me you're about to become incredibly focused. So after all that confusion of the Seven of Cups, you finally decide where your energy belongs. You stop looking at every possibility and start building one reality. So the card is often associated with dedication, mastery, and consistent effort. Whatever you commit yourself to in July has the potential to grow significantly over time. That shows with the King of Pentacles there. So this is a major upgrade in energy. The King of Pentacles speaks of stability, security, success, abundance, and long-term achievements. Some of you may be dealing with a person who embodies these qualities, and others are just becoming this energy themselves. So the message here is that the waiting period of the Hanged Man is leading to something more tangible. Something solid is being built. And then we have the Strength card, Cancer. I love seeing this card because it tells me that your greatest victory isn't external, it's internal. So you are becoming stronger emotionally. You're learning how to trust yourself, and you're learning that strength isn't about fighting harder. It's about remaining centered even when life becomes very challenging. Then Spirit delivers you two beautiful gifts. So you have the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Cups feels like emotional renewal, new love for some of you, healing for others. So it's a fresh chapter for your heart. And then the Ace of Pentacles brings something real into the physical world. So this is probably that new opportunity that I mentioned, but it's a new beginning, a financial blessing, or a new path. It's basically a seed that has the potential to grow into something substantial. And what I love is when two aces arrive together. So this is telling me that your emotional world and your physical world seem to be improving both at the same time, which is amazing to see. So Cancer, the overall message for you for July is it feels like this month is a turning point. So the month begins with exhaustion, uncertainty, waiting, and unresolved emotions. And you may feel as though you've been carrying the weight of past disappointments for far too long. But the deeper message of this reading reveals that what's really happening. So behind the scenes, you are being redirected. Those delays are creating clarity. The confusion is narrowing into more focus. And the heartbreak you endured is making room for healing. Don't forget, struggles build strength, and the choices you're making now are going to lead you towards something far more stable than what you've left behind. By the end of this journey, I feel like you're going to move, obviously, from the Nine of Wands to the Ace of Pentacles. So you're moving from survival mode to opportunity. And then the Three of Swords to the Ace of Cups. Now that's from emotional pain to emotional renewal. I feel like the strongest message that the universe wants you to know, Cancer, is don't mistake the current pause for the final outcome. Because what you're building now has the potential to bring both emotional fulfillment and lasting stability. So your next chapter looks very, very different from your last one. So enjoy. Thank you for being here, Cancer. I hope you enjoyed your reading. As always, if this reading resonated with you, please let me know in the comments. I would love to read what you guys have got to say. But for now, that is all. And I will catch you in the next reading. Lots of love and light, guys. Enjoy your July.